Sunday, so that means Coffeeklatch. Coffeeklatch is a word I learnt from Anne Novella, and it's a Dutch or Flemish word where people are invited over for coffee and a cookie on a Sunday to mull over the week's events. Sadly, I can't offer you a cookie or give you a coffee or the beverage of your choice. This is tea. Welcome to my channel. This is books, reading and stuff. This is my 500th video. Wow. This is only my 356th Booktube video because I make a lot of other videos about stuff, as you may have noticed. Stuff like Abby, our beagle, Georgia, the country I'm living in, the Tbilisi Metro. I put out some shorts about that, and they get far more views than my Booktube videos, and about little cars like this. This is a Volkswagen. This one's an old one from 1970, and this is a more recent casting of the same car, but in the 2020s. On Goodreads, I see I am 5 books behind target. My target at the start of the year was 100 books, and I've read 37 so far. As June is the middle month, by the end of the month I should have read 50, which is another 13 books this month, which I don't think I'll get to, but that's okay. I could cheat. Last month this was counted as one of my books. This is Bambi, Prince of the Forest, but it's only a children's picture book and it's only 19 pages. This counts as one book. Anna Karenina also counts as one book. Anna Karenina took me 6 months a couple of years ago to read. This took maybe 20 minutes, 30 minutes, if that. 100 books. The book challenge is only a vanity metric. I'm currently reading 4 books. This one, Asylum, I haven't got much further with it. I started this for Horror Mayhem, but I find it's a bit too YA for my taste, but I might continue. But the other books I'm reading are more interesting. Night Circus, I'm halfway through the Night Circus now. It's getting better, the action is picking up. I loved the atmosphere from the beginning, but the plot was a bit thin, but now things are getting moving as the cracks in the circus are starting to appear. And also reading The Last Viking about King Harald Hardrada, who was in the 11th century. I knew him from 1066 and all that. 1066 is the most famous date in English history. We learnt it for the Battle of Hastings. Harald Hardrada wasn't at the Battle of Hastings, but he was at Stamford Bridge, not Chelsea's ground, but the battlefield near York, where his forces, his Norwegian forces, met with Harold Godwinson's forces. Harold Godwinson was triumphant then, but before then, Harald Hardrada had had an interesting life. He'd been all over Europe and the Middle East. He'd been with the Byzantine rulers. He'd taken armies to Sicily, he'd taken armies to Anatolia and to Jerusalem. This was 100 years before the Crusades, and it's a fascinating read, and it was recommended to me by Vin at Revenant Reads. This was for the second part of the historathon for 2023. The second part looks at works of history or about history from 500 AD to 1500 AD. And I'm also reading Caravans in the Dark. This is a NetGalley arc. It's by B.K. Oldre. It's about a 15-year-old gypsy girl in Czechoslovakia at the beginning of the Second World War, at the start of the Nazi invasion, a time which was very difficult for gypsies. There aren't a lot of books written about the gypsy experience, either fiction or non-fiction. I did read one, And the Violin Stopped Playing by Alexander Ramati, which was non-fiction. This one is fiction. And from NetGalley, this is the 26th e-arc I've got from NetGalley. I have yet to DNF a book. I don't think I'll be DNFing this one. It seems very good so far. I've read the first 5 chapters. Not all the books I request from NetGalley I get. NetGalley is a means for the publishers to send out Galley proofs or e-arcs, advanced reader copies, to people who are interested, to help with the buzz for a new book. The 5 that were declined were The Untethered Sky, Tomorrow and Tomorrow and Tomorrow, The Secrets of Heartwood Hall, Legends and Lattes, and Noor, the last one by Neddy Okrafor. And I imagine these were turned down because a lot of people wanted these titles. The 2 NetGalley e-arcs that I have pending requests for are The Fragility Threads of Power by V.E. Schwab, one of my favourite authors, and the other is Bookshops and Bone Dust by Travis Baldry, which I think is a follow-up to Legends and Lattes, which I was unable to get the last time. Tomorrow is Tbilisi Book Swap. Last time I picked up this, Clara and the Sun, Kazuo Ishiguro. It's a great read. I gave it 5 stars. It's about this artificial friend. It's at a time in the future when teenagers don't have a lot of social interaction with real friends, so they want these artificial friends, and Clara and the Sun is this artificial friend that's bought by the mother of this girl, Josie, who needs an artificial friend. I enjoyed the read. It was 5 stars, but I won't be hanging on to this. I'll pass it on so somebody else can enjoy it, and hopefully I'll pick up some other books for this month. It's been a sad week on Booktube, as one of our own, Pax Panic, has passed away from cancer. A lot of booktubers have been marking this occasion. She was one of the most innovative booktubers. She had lots of great ideas. Her passing is a sad loss to this community. I will bid you adieu. See you on the next video. Bye.